Hello, child of God. I hope you're having a good day. I have a word of encouragement for you who has been under consistent spiritual attacks, wave after wave of spiritual assaults on you, slandering, injustice, your name being dragged in the mud, attacks after attacks that have just been mounting on every side. And God is wanting me to tell you it is now vindication o'clock. Vindication o'clock, not because you're perfect, not because you've done nothing wrong, not because there are times where you have not missed the mark, not because you are a perfect princess or a perfect prince, but God is bringing vindication to his people because his name is at stake. What I mean by that, I requested God for a mental picture around this vision. And the vision I received was a young toddler, could have been 5 or 6 years old, playing on the playground with her friends. Along comes a bully. This bully takes away something very close to her. It could have been her lunchbox, it could have been a toy that she was playing with, or even a doll. The friends then say, "Go tell your dad. Look at what this bully is doing." And when she responds to her friend, she says, "My dad is a gentleman. He's not the fighting type." The vision shifts. I see the father who's now listening in on the conversation. The father speaks within his heart and he says, "I know my daughter understands that I'm a loving father. I know she understands that there's nothing I wouldn't do for her. However, I'm starting to be concerned that she is seeing me as a toothless lion. Yes, she knows I can provide for her. Yes, she knows that I can heal her if she needs healing. Yes, she knows that there's nothing I wouldn't do for her as a loving father. But she does not see me as Jehovah, her man of war." So deep down on the inside of this young girl in the vision, there's something that was being imprinted in her heart that my father maybe may not defend me. My father, yes, although he cares, but on the list of his important things to do, on the list of his agenda, fighting for me is not top of the list. And God is saying, beloved, He wants to fix that perception. He wants to fix that belief that is starting to take shape in your heart that God is not a defender. God is not a fighter. God is a fighter. He is a defender of his people. He says that he is the defender of the widows and the fatherless. There is absolutely nothing God would not do for you. He will give up nations for you if he must. He said in his word he will give up kings and kingdoms if he must, to defend his own, to defend his children. And that is the kind of God that you serve, beloved. That is the kind of God that is getting ready to vindicate you. So when I heard God say, "It is vindication o'clock," it is because there is a negative perception that the enemy wants to build as a stronghold concerning the nature, concerning the character of God. And there's a misconception that is now being created. And God is in the business of defending his image. He does not give a hoot about what the children of darkness think of him. He couldn't care less or be bothered what the devil thinks of him. But when it comes to you, all of heaven will stand still because he cannot have you see him as a toothless lion. If it means he needs to prove a point to you, he loves you that much. He will beat up the bullies because he's got a point to prove to you, his beloved, to you who is his own. So, this is my way of saying the time for your vindication has come. The time for your vindication has come. And it's not because God could not do it in the past. in his sovereignty, the way that he sees fit, that is what God will do. That is how God sometimes will decide on his own timing. But right now, in this time and season, God is saying he is arising as your vindicator. He is arising because he cannot risk you perceiving him as a God who is not a defender. So, like a father who's concerned about how his children perceive him, he's going to rise up and he's going to show the bullies what has been coming their way. So, believe it. Believe it, child of God. God is in the business of vindicating you. Get ready for the vindication. You stay grounded, you stay focused on Jesus, you stay focused on the disciplines and what it is that He's called you to do, and watch God go to work on your behalf. Watch Him vindicate you in a way that He's never done before. Be blessed.